Yeah, I have something, but it's rude, so I'm trying to figure out a good way to say it.
I'm a very clean boy. Thank you.
Nice!
Nice!
I want to prove people wrong.
We did have the best circumstances.
Yeah, we'll see about that. All good.
Lately it's looking like everything perfect. Out the mud with it, I put the work and you can find me where that turf is.
I think split 2 for us is definitely the most important thing so far. Obviously, in the MSI we bombed out pretty early, but we did have the best circumstances. So I think we're pretty excited to show that it was indeed a fluke and we are better than what we showed.
Definitely excited. I want to prove people wrong, I feel like. Because you see the new list for everybody and we're like 8th now. And I'm just like, yeah, we'll see about that. All good.
The groups are being changed. We play different teams. MIDI is explosive and
I would say gifted aimers.
they're looking good recently, and I think they're trying to carry momentum. Oxygen is 1v5, and I think they have a good game plan.
I think Oxygen is better than expected.
This guy's is yay 1v9.
Everybody's like so excited for them, but I can't say they're just going to be some insane team right now. I feel like it's a huge unknown with them.
MID's one is as good as EG. I think the guard is better than maybe EG as well. Like these teams are just, the gap is very small, so I don't think Ye is going to take over and carry like a 1v9 as I said. But obviously he's going to be like a very good player and it's going to be very impactful for them.
Turtle Troops would probably be like expected chaos.
Total Troop is FaZe Academy.
I actually think they might be better than FaZe, but that's okay.
I think Total Troop is a pretty good team compared to what people think. Shopify Rebellion is,
I would say they're more fundamentally based.
the best way to describe it is a new leader. I think this is going to be very impactful for them.
They made the change like pretty early on, even though it wasn't announced. Like we could see like when they were playing with Vanity, and they would have been playing with them for quite a bit. Like they definitely had a good amount of time to work some things out. So I expected them to be pretty good.
So we're going to be kicking things off on Ascent. That's going to be TSM's pick.
Like, we've got to focus on our game. I think that's a bit more important here this match. Like, remember everything that we practiced for our comms, cutting out all the bullshit. Like, we don't need to pick out these guys. Like, we just let our round show our performance.
Backside.
I'm punting. One round. I'm jiggling.
Nice!
TSM will grab the pistol.
We went pistol.
First 2 rounds, a quick mid control for TSM.
Win the NT drum, and then we play the first round. We go for a fast mid B.
You have to keep your eyes on Shopify. Really aggressive for this one.
Spike down mid.
Wow, yeah, I mean, you thought you smoked it off?
They go through the attachment with no contact whatsoever. They showed us run, and they went through the attachment with Sova and stuff. And like, okay, this is how it's gonna go. Because it's obviously the first round we see the whole game. We slowed down and kind of took our time and took map control slower.
We see the adaptation playing a little bit slower.
Hold on, not yet.
I'm not
Okay, okay, do it now. Yeah, go.
Starting.
Flash and switch now for you.
On through.
There's a tuck. I'm molly, play bomb.
Let's go for it.
Yeah, I think we had good reads. I think we had good trading as well.
Lane two, slip is tuck.
I have two. Give you guys that.
Beat the head.
The score becomes more and more towards the side of TSM.
It felt good, guys. That's good though. How the defense are. I thought it was gonna be an easy game after the first half. 2, 1, go through. The defense was rough on the set.
Oh, he ran up guard.
One dead.
Shopify are back in the win column, and now, I mean, we start posing questions for this TSM defense.
It's been an issue for us, the defense on this side.
We swap sides and we go 7-2 in rounds.
Like, it's a pretty defense-sided map.
And we have a defense comp, like a pretty heavy one too.
But the thing is, we messed up on the mid-round a lot. So what would happen is that they would execute, would get the first kill, and then the people rotating would die. We did these mistakes early on in the half.
Swinging out wide. Close.
Dash.
40.
Sewer.
And then later in the half, we started losing 5v2s.
Hell, right there.
Hell door.
Oh.
We keep losing rounds, and people are getting more. Like they feel like they have to do more to win the round. It just gets, it snowballs.
They're gonna go aggressive, B-Dog.
And kind of costed us.
And TNT.
Oh, dude.
Microphone activated.
I'm gonna go get some water.
Yes, sir.
I guess right after we lost, I was thinking like, wow, we lost the game to ourselves, to be honest. Like, I didn't think they looked good at all.
They're not playing very good right now.
Like, I felt like we were just the better team.
But we cannot be doing those fundamental mistakes. We didn't talk about resets. We didn't talk about our win conditions. And realistically, like that's what it should have come down to, is what our win conditions are. Like when we stop their execute, what is our win condition? It's stalling the re-hit. It's getting information for if they have to rotate to the other site or if they have to get pressure somewhere else. I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that like we cannot be making these mistakes.
Kind of a cringe speech, honestly. Not very useful. No, but I think, I mean, it was a telltale. Like, there's ways to lose in this game. When you get outclassed, it's a different speech. But it was like our game. Like, it didn't feel like we were gonna lose ever till it was over. Like, we were like, okay, we were up 8-4, lose pistol, it's whatever. And then we lose the 2 5v2s or 4v2s, and you're like, that's over. Like, it's over. It kind of like all the work that we had, the whole game just disappeared.
I literally just went into range and just thought about like how they played.
You play against yourself and the other team, it's kind of hard to win that. But yeah, as I said, there's ways to lose, and that one was very painful and not very fun. That was a telltale. I had to reset and bring the energy back for game 2. I'm using the Silva knife, and that Silva AK today.
The silver knife.
An old plane.
Oh, not the plane.
That's a car plane now.
Now, as we look forward to our second map, though, it is important to note that this is Fracture and this is Shopify's pick.
We're so much better than them. They looked. I swear to God, when I was playing on attack, I thought they were stupid, bro.
On pistol, they were stacked B. Like, in that moment, I'm like, this is just how they're gonna play key. Like, it's now a trend from map 1 to map 2.
Dagger. Close sand.
From A, some from A.
TSM are creeping their way towards an open B site.
Fracture, I actually felt like I had the most insane read on them like the whole time on attack.
They were playing a very gambly style, but I keep my dagger.
Dagger.
The tower holding.
0 point. Confirms a good bit of information.
I just dagger sight to see if they're just like all here or not, because they were just stacking sight.
Nice, bro.
If you have all information, if there's nobody in these places,
I feel like I saved my dagger. We contact a main. I just dagger sight or something.
Yeah, no, we can do that.
the round's pretty much like GG if we can actually play the game with our hands.
Open door.
Yeah, dog,
Nice shot.
Boombot to the back, and Vanity was buried.
One more drop.
And TSM continues to have this lead.
Not so tough after all.
They pausing here, so if they want to do a spawn crunch, you should do in our spawn. We haven't been bridged that much. So we're gonna do the arcade one opener, and I want whenever they called a timeout, I said exactly what they would do. I was like, they're gonna crunch spawn.
Emma's gonna be here. Dash goes out, Sheriff here, or maybe not needed. They can just find the kill. No.
And they did, and we went the opposite side.
Just handled perfectly by TSM.
And they crunched, and we weren't there. It's like, I mean, you feel like, you know, in the action movies, whenever the police is coming, and they're about to come and like break down the door, and it switches the scene and nobody's there. But kind of how I felt. So that's pretty good.
Oh my God.
Our attack was very good. Our defense was a bit shaky, but it's defense on Fracture. It's kind of hard, I think. We had the good reactions and we had good game plan. I think that's what they did.
I'm going out.
Pick it out as well.
Nice!
Be last guy. Be last. Nice. Good fucking job, Eric. Nice fucking round. Nice fucking round.
You're a step ahead. They don't have a solution at that point because they just did their game plan and they think it's not gonna work because you just cancel them.
Yeah, I'm not holding anything for you guys anymore.
You
I'm not holding anything. I'm not holding anything for you guys. I'm holding everything like camera now, man.
Yeah, we're gonna win.
And we're always one step ahead of them. Come.
Let you fight him.
We had a very good game plan, kept it simple. Johan was playing well, Nick was playing well.
Johan was just getting so many trade kills.
Nice. 40.
Nice! But he does it again!
Go, baby.
And I think that's kind of what won us the game.
I'm I can't really fight with you. Nice. Alright, let's go, man. Map 3, bro. Map 3, man.
13 to 8. And TSM gonna take us to a map 3.
Everyone was listening. Everyone was very confident in what I was saying, which is like something that we were working on. I think me and Data have been working a lot to improve my leadership and like not just inside the game but outside of the game as well. And I think it's been paying off lately. I feel a lot more confident in my calling, and I think people are kind of seeing that as well, which is good. If you have a good game plan, you should stick to it, and I don't think there's any like stress or nervousness that get into your way.
Like Tanner said, TSM might be changing roles because we've been seeing them do that as well, and we talked about it here just briefly, but expanding on
The triple role swap that we made basically is me, Sentinel mostly.
But right now I've been playing Viper a bit more.
Johan Duelist when Jet comes in to play. And then the third role swap is Corey from full Duelist to Initiator.
here between TSM and Shopify.
Nick as a lurker, as a Sentinel player, and as a just solo type of guy is very useful to me as an IGL, but also like he opens the map a lot, knows his timings a lot. Johan is being a selfless player, a player that's like a very good aimer and just someone that like you tell him whatever you want him to do and he's gonna do it. Corey is a good aimer. He thinks about the game, about certain situation well, and he's good with util. And I want him in the clutch situation more than he was. So kind of these 3 points kind of made sense to change the roles for that.
It's not perfect to be able to like have it to change your traditional Sentinel player, like from map to map. But there is a lot of value on the different ways that those two Sentinels play.
Like if you play against 2 different kills, they play 2 different ways, and it's harder to counter. It's harder to play against because they play 2 different styles.
They have a lot less VOD review on you, stuff like that. When from map to map, you're changing like your traditional Sentinel or your playmaker. I would call the playmaker the Sky or the KO.
The issue is that I have a rough time with names.
You can't say the right name, that's for sure.
I'm used to saying Corey on the Jet role, so I'll say like, Corey can come be main. Corey comes, and I'm like, no, I want the Jet. So it's a bit confusing for that, but as far as gameplay goes, I think it's good.
Whenever we take A side, we are scaling left. I repeat, we are scaling left.
We're going this way, boys. This is it.
So if you hold up your hand and you look at your left hand, it should be an L. That's the side.
What's left?
What if I'm looking at? What if I'm looking to our spawn though?
What are we doing? It's map 3 time. Let's take a look at our map picks and bans. Let's remind ourselves where we're going to be heading as this series goes the distance all the way to Pearl.
Do this, guys. I'm excited.
Go, guys. If we win, I'm going to them all. I got half.
Get back on it. Get back on it. Just
Yeah, I will. Hold on. Getting on now.
Holding right.
I can't get on. I'm gonna die.
That's fine.
I'll get on it. We win.
Hold left.
Those guys.
I don't bro.
We could have got triple spray down, bro.
We're all low.
That's not it.
I'm not a...
Us winning the second round made us get the third round.
They're just going.
Nice.
Nice.
Nice. We won some key rounds, which made it very easy to have a good defense.
Pearl, they just went B like 5 times in a row, just off rip. That's the problem with Pearl right now, is just go B is a strat. But we do have a comp that completely stomps B if we're playing with our hands again.
But we sometimes don't.
We do not sometimes in practice, so it was a good news that we did play with our hands in this match.
Nice.
Dominance and the momentum really pushing for the way of TSM.
Give me something.
They were like full group together, hitting together really fast with maybe a lurker.
Hey, heavy A, mate.
Nice.
One flowers, one lamp. Flowers, lamp.
Oh my god.
Shots,
Baguette daddy.
Guy should be proud of his 4K was kind of nice.
Yeah, thank you, bro. I appreciate that a lot.
The one spray was a little iffy on the Astra, I think.
Yeah.
But other than that, it was a nice 4K.
Thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
TSM, it seems like they already did the most difficult part, and it was just getting the advantage on the defense.
We play a comp to like pray. We're on our hands and knees saying, please give us 6. And we're playing the most like defense comp we can.
I was very impressed with the defense, and after that, like, if we did an 8-4 in defense, bro, I'm very happy with that, and I'm like, I don't see a world where we lose.
I'll watch your
backside.
Keep it up, boys. 10-4.
Wait, one heaven. Pushing me.
One map.
Screen. Map. Live. Can you play first?
Yeah, I can play first. Give me some.
Go right. I'm taking that.
If they wanted to have a chance in that game, that was the round they needed to win. And we knew that as well, because it breaks their economy. It's first down round. 13 points, good for the round difference, eh? Hey, bud.
Hey, bud.
Yeah, people were listening, people were confident.
These guys fucking suck. Like, I say to not disrespect them, but these guys suck.
Kill that. I'm ping all of you.
Nice, one more.
God, Nick, you're so handsome. Get in nature deals with the defense. 3 kills for the Viper and a 12th for TSM.
I'll play first. I'm wanting to. I'll play first.
Molly again, Molly.
No.
Fucking god, man. Hey, yo.
Before you go anywhere,
I literally
look at the
gambled
scoreboard.
Can I go to the mall?
All 3 fucking maps, we share the same stats.
Except for me.
We are playing as a team.
We want to play a better Valorant, like not better, but like more structured and more consistent way of playing together, using the right util, doing the right thing in the middle round without thinking about the roles too much. So it's like everyone's doing their job, everyone's doing exactly what they needed to do, and I thought it was pretty easy to trust that.
This split feels so much better to start 1-0 than the last split, because if we think about it, we started 1-0 in both, but the way we started 1-0, I think in this split felt a lot better than the last. Like we lost map 1 13-2 to Mad Lions. We beat them in a very close series, but we started with like a negative round differential even though we were 1-0. This one, like +8's definitely not, we could have gotten higher, sure, but I think it's like a really good spot. Like even if you look at M80, they went against Turtle Troops, which people put them lower on the list, and they only got +5, right? So I feel like we got into a really nice spot for the start.
I'm very happy with the way we're going right now. I think, as I said, I've been working hard to be a better leader in out of game. I think it's been better. I'm very proud of like what the team has been, like the direction that we're going through. I think I'm happy with like the role swap. I'm happy with the coaches we have, and as I said, the direction we're going. I think we're playing a smarter way. I think we have a lot more in the playbook. I think we're more, just better game plan every game, better practice, the way we see the game in practice. It's been very helpful to us, and I think we'll be twice as good as last play. I think I'm twice as confident as the last time we played, and I think it's obviously cliche. I would never come here and be like, oh, we're awful and stuff, but I genuinely like mean it. I think we're a much better team, and I think we're ready for pretty much everyone. Hopefully we show it against M80. Hopefully, if not, just cut this part out. Just cut this part if that doesn't happen. I expect M80 to look better than last time we played them. They play a different way than most of the Challengers team, and they have a lot of good aimers. Like, these 5 guys are very good. I expect us to play better as well. So I think it's going to be a good match.
Come on, you went nasty those last 2, bro.
Yeah, it went crazy.
I guess I'm just going to tell you how to play. I'm going to hold your hand every round. You just get 4, because I'm kind of down.
I'm actually down.